I hope you can see me. I hope you can hear me. I don't know if you can. We're going to try this one more time, and if this doesn't work, we're going to just time out for a minute and try to figure out our connection issues and get back to you promptly. So I'm going to keep talking to you until they tell me otherwise. Welcome to, and I'm going to start over because I don't know what you were able to get. So I'm just going to say quickly, welcome to the 2020 re-airing of my holiday live stream. This is a performance that we're really, really proud of. It took a lot of effort to be able to do this concert safely, to be able to do it in a way that we could connect better than we were able to today to fans all over the world. And it was my first ever holiday concert, so it felt like what better time than a time when we were all feeling isolated and feeling really kind of scared, and a lot of us were not able to be with our families last holiday. And so we thought it was a great time to do it last year. And so for those of you tuning in again, I hope that this special brings you that same feeling of togetherness, whether you are able to be with your families, whether because of all the weird news that's coming out again, you're still deciding to stay separate. In any whatever situation you're in around the world, and some of you are staying up very, very late to watch this, we welcome you. Thank you so much, and thanks to the VIP friends for coming into this special chat. I'm going to answer some questions for you. I've got some amazing fans that have sent in some great questions, and then I'm going to pull in my my friend and pianist Mark, who is going to we're gonna sing a couple songs. One you know, one you probably don't. So without further ado, and before we get started, because I don't know if we captured it the last time, I want to give a big thank you to our friends at Capital One for sponsoring this special and so many others in the past. They've been such amazing friends of ours, and it has been a great thrill to be able to partner with them to make sure we're able to do this incredible content for all of you. So thank you so much to our friends at Capital One for their friendship. All right, so without further ado, let's kick it off with question one. We have Sarah from Northern Ireland. Sarah, hello. Can you hear me?
Hi, John. It's so nice to speak with you.
And we went from not having any service at all to suddenly zooming to Northern Ireland. That's how fast.
All the way.
That's the crack team I have. How are you? I love your tree.
I'm good. Oh, thank you very much. I'm trying to be festive.
You're succeeding. It's wonderful. I have an acoustic guitar behind me. We both have different. You have the tree. I have what became of the tree behind me.
It works. I think it works.
You sent in your questions, so I'm going to go ahead and read the question that you sent in, if that's all right. You said, "Hi, Josh. Your album Harmony was full of songs about perspective and hope, and I really appreciated it during such a difficult year for all of us." Thank you so much for that, Sarah. Have you any ambitions or surprises planned over the next few years that we can look forward to? Thank you. It's a great question because I think we're all, no matter what profession we're in, we are trying to we're trying to figure out what our ambitions are. What are the dreams we want to make for ourselves? Are we happy where we are? Do we want to try new things? Do we want to take risks? Do we want to stay where we are? So for me, from a musical perspective, the silver lining of all of this insanity the last couple of years has been that it has yielded a lot of expression and writing. This has been a time when I've really enjoyed kind of getting into the routine of writing. Before, when everything was obviously just such a circus and I was constantly traveling, I would write whenever I had a chance, if there was a piano in the dressing room or if I was home for 5 seconds. During the lockdown, I was writing every single day. So the next album is going to be full of emotions and hopes and dreams that have been put into songs. But I'd love to go back to Broadway. I'd love to perform live. As much as I love doing these live streams, I'd love to perform live for all of you again. Look out for a possible announcement where that is concerned. So I don't know if I'm not supposed to say that, but it might be this summer. So yeah, it could be really, really fun. I'd love to do more composing, some more acting, maybe go back to Broadway, as I said, and maybe just retire and move to the woods. You know what, Sarah? There are no rules. Time is a flat circle. So I hope you feel inspired and feel hopeful. And do you have things for your 5-year plan as well?
Yeah, I think everything's went upside down in the last year. So yeah, so many things, just perspective. So I think everything's changed in that you just realize what's important. So absolutely agree with you.
I think that's,
and we'll look forward to everything that you said.
Thank you so much, Sarah. And I think what you said is absolutely right, that whatever choices we make for the next 5 years, I think we have an added layer of perspective and importance that whatever we do, it better hit us in the right place. Otherwise, it's not worth doing. So thanks, Sarah.
Absolutely.
Question
Thank you so
2.
much. Happy Christmas.
Thank you. Happy Christmas to you. Question 2 is from Anna in Sioux City, Iowa. Anna, are you there? Hey, Anna. How are you?
Yeah, how are you?
I'm doing very, very well. Your mic seems to be a little bit turned down, but I'm going to read your question for you. I love your backdrop, by the way. It is just so, it's like you're in the heavens. It's like the John Oliver backdrop when he was doing his his show from home. Okay, so Anna asked, I love singing, very cool, and was a part of show choir and choir in high school, but I still get nervous. Me too. Do you have any tips to get past this or make singing in public less nerve wracking? Well, a couple of things, Anna. First of all, great that you're in the choir. I feel like that is such an amazing way to not only build your own confidence until you feel comfortable stepping out and doing your solos whenever you feel like it, but, and I say this to a lot of students who are doing solo work, that the choir is an amazing way to just learn about blend and pitch because you're a cog in the wheel. You all have to be harmonizing and vocalizing together. It's just a wonderful way to kind of establish a feeling of camaraderie and also a feeling of kind of, you know, when you're solo all the time, you can feel like it's just you up there alone, but it's not. There's a whole collaborative spirit up there that's put into it. So great that you're in the choir. Nerves, I think, you know, we're nervous because we care. And that's really the thing, is like nerves are there because we care. And to say we don't care so that we're not nervous would be disingenuous. It would be faking that, you know, like, oh, it's just another gig. Well, it's not. Every time we sing, we want to do well. We want people to hear us in the way that we know we can present ourselves. And the thing that's crazy about going out there and doing it live is that if one thing goes wrong, maybe I won't be able to be my best self for this audience. And the thing about nerves is that nerves are really about the lack of control of it all. Well, I get the most nervous now when I'm off stage. If I'm off stage and I can hear the crowd rumbling out there and 30 minutes to showtime and all that stuff, it's out of my control. Anything could happen out there. But now I decided to take my stage nerves and I made it my backstage nerves. I get nervous off stage because I care and I want to do a great job. But then when the lights go out and I take my first steps on that stage, I change my perspective from crap, it might not go well, to great, I'm now in control. Now I can control the evening. When I was in the dressing room, there's nothing I could do. But when I'm on stage, it's now I have a choice of how I want to do this, and I can breathe, I can relax, I can have a good time, I can be my best self, or I can be the guy I was in my dressing room. And so I would say use the nerves and channel them into more of an excitement, to take the reins and to have fun showing people your light, showing people your gift, because at the end of the day, that's what they're there for. And you also have to remember, they're not nervous for you. You're the only one nervous. So take on their energy and have fun and keep singing. And hopefully I can hear you sing sometime.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas, Anna. Thanks for your question. Question 3 is from Jen from Oahu, Hawaii. I'm jealous, Jen. I'm sitting here just absolutely jealous of the island that you're on. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. And I love, it's always interesting when I see the backdrops when people tune in. I love your, what's the name of that character, that boxy character with the jaws?
Oh, that's my Demo-kun.
Demo-kun, yeah, he's awesome. So your question was, you said, I'll be coming to see you at Radio City Music Hall next April. Thank you for traveling. Thank you for traveling from paradise to come see us. Are there any lesser known favorite places of yours or favorite things to do in New York City that you can recommend for those of us visiting at that time? Wow. I mean, I'll share with you if you eventually share with me what to do in Hawaii when I eventually go there. Support Broadway. I would say see a Broadway show, see an off-Broadway show, see theater, like look up things that you think might be intriguing to you and go and support live theater. I would say that's the first thing. I mean, restaurants, it's impossible to say because there is so much good food in New York, and there are places that I like to go, but honestly, depending on where you are in the city, there are going to be different places that are the places to go. So for restaurants, I would say go to like Time Out or New York Magazine or one of those and check out what they recommend, because all restaurants are also opening and closing all the time. So it's always good to go to those places. I also just like, New York is such a great, I grew up in Los Angeles. I don't know if it's the same as Oahu, but in Los Angeles, you have to drive everywhere. Like there's nothing really to just get out and walk to unless you live next to a park or something like that. So the amazing thing that I love about New York is really just kind of not having a plan and kind of stepping out the front door and just deciding I'm gonna just meander. I'm gonna have a bit of a wander and the city gives you so much cool stuff. You can hop on a city bike and go to Central Park. You can find yourself by the Hudson River and just watching the world go by. You can stop in and see a restaurant that seems cool. Maybe pick your new favorite restaurant because you walked and just discovered it. New York is always giving you spontaneous things to do. And for an introvert who really has no problem just staying home in my pajamas all day, it's nice to have a city that really pushes me out the door and tells me, go forth and explore. And thank you for coming to Radio City. Radio City Music Hall is going to be April 7th, 8th, and 9th, and tickets are available where, I don't know where tickets are sold. I just stand on the X and sing. Go Google it. Okay,
I got
thank
it
you so
on
much for that, Jen.
Thank you.
Bill from Parsippany, New Jersey. How are you, Bill?
Hey, Josh, how you doing tonight? Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you too, sir. Thank you for the representation. Look at us. I tell you, I'm
Radio City from us.
I remember. Yeah, that's absolutely that's awesome. I'm bad at a lot of things. I'm real good at pointing. Apparently, that's a showman's point if I ever saw one.
Well, that was my personalized credit card you were looking at. Remember? You were going to hold it up. I said, no, the numbers are there, so we can't do that.
Maybe not. You still have your credit card, I hope.
Oh yeah, it's safe and sound.
Excellent. That's a successful trip to New York. Then,
and it's well used. It's well used. It's well used for the 3 shows for next year too. I'll be there.
That is very, very kind of you. That's very, very, very kind.
I can't wait.
For other things too.
And thanks for the live stream shows. They were wonderful. They got me through a terrible year. So
well, vice
appreciate
versa.
It. Thank you,
Bill. I always say with these shows that it really has been mutually beneficial to be able to do these. That to be able to see, read on Twitter and Instagram and people who've tuned in from around the world. That has meant so much to them. Well, it's meant so much to us to be able to have a chance to express ourselves and to do what we love to do for people. So thank you, Bill. And
Sweeney's here too. Sweeney's here too in spirit.
It's very, very cute. Speaking of Sweeney, your question involves an incredible composer. You said in an interview with LA Times, you said that you had the honor of singing for the late great Stephen Sondheim. What did you sing for him, and how did he react? Well, in that interview, I really talked about just how much his music has meant to me, and how much his friendship later in my career meant to me. The first time I ever got to sing for him, where I knew he was out there and really wanted to impress him, was with the also late great Barbara Cook, and she invited me to sing "Move On" from Sunday in the Park with George with her, and then she also asked me to sing what was it? "Not While I'm Around" from Sweeney Todd.
Oh, wow.
So
yes.
When I got the word from her that he was out there and really liked it, I was like, oh, that's great. And then eventually I got to meet him in person, and then eventually got to know him when I was on Broadway. He sent a letter to Stage Door and welcomed me to Broadway, and then we got to know each other pretty well. And he was just a wonderful guy, and a great, obviously one of the great artists and great composers we've ever had in our lives. It's always an incredible honor to sing his music. So thank you, and thanks for reading that interview. It was great to do.
Thanks. Would you consider playing Syrah?
Oh, maybe one day. I've certainly got the beard for it now.
I know. Terrific. Yeah.
Thanks so much, Bill. Have a great
holiday.
See you
next year.
You got it, buddy. See you at Radio City. Okay, bye Jackie now. From Franklin, Tennessee. You there, Jackie?
Hello.
How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm hanging in there. I'm glad you got the turtleneck notice. Mine's going to be on for the live stream. We're going to be the turtleneck twins. We're bringing him back into fashion.
There you go.
Somebody's laughing off screen. Hi, rest of your family. Recently, you said Josh, I speak about myself in third person now. Recently, Josh posted on Instagram saying he had just written a song. I am curious about the next steps. First, does that usually mean the notes have been written, or notes and lyrics? And if there is a typical process, who hears it next? What happens to get a song from just written to an album? Wow. Jackie, those are really excellent questions. And questions, to be honest, I still sometimes am figuring out how it all works, because so much of writing is homework, and so much of writing is just absolute magic. It's sorcery. It's like, why is this melody hitting me while I'm midway through a flight? Like, that doesn't make any sense. Why, it's always at the least convenient times. So as far as the of-earth things that happen with writing, I'm a melody first kind of person. I really like to write and I express through melody, and then after that I kind of have to figure out what the words are that this melody meant to me. So when I co-write, I really like to co-write with, especially with people who are great poetic kind of interpreters of melodies. They can say, okay, this is what this feels like, and what is it you want to say, and let's figure that out together. As far as the process, you write. David Foster used to sit me down when I started writing and said, look, you're going to write 100 songs for 10 great ones, and that's just what every writer has to understand, whether they're writing a book or whether they're writing poetry or whether they're writing songs. Is that you have to write and write and write, and they're not always going to be winners, but they are always going to be true to you when you're writing them. But you got to just keep doing it in order to find, where the gold is. So I've been trying to write a lot more so that my percentage can be higher. And then you get some trusted ears around you. I'm very lucky to have some trusted ears that will listen and tell me, whether it's a producer, whether it's a manager, my manager, or whether it's somebody at the label, to just say, hey, this is a winner, or this is something that could go back to the drawing board. Sometimes I disagree, but it's always good to have that outside perspective. But I'm right. Just wrote 2 songs again this last 2 days. Got back on Instagram. You saw I was with my friends Toby Gad and Bernie Herms, who are longtime collaborators and just brilliant. And so we got back together after a long time apart, and we stepped right back into where we started, and wrote 2. I don't know if those 2 will make the album, but I hope they do. They were great. So thanks so much, Jackie. Have a great holiday.
Thank you. You too.
Susie from Abilene or Abilene? Abilene.
Abilene.
Yeah, see.
Abilene. It's
Thank you.
okay.
Abilene, Texas. How are you, Susie?
I'm doing well, thank you.
I'm so glad.
First, Merry Christmas.
And Merry
Have a
Christmas
blessed year.
to you too. Yeah, thank you so much, and thank you for tuning in tonight and for coming into this chat. I'm having chair envy. I have never seen a better throne than the one you're sitting on right now. That looks just fine to me.
Thanks.
So your question has been, and it's a big one. What has been your most memorable live performance experience to date? That is a real toughie. I will say, there's a lot. If I say one, I'm going to be leaving out others that meant a lot to me. I've certainly been very lucky to have been on some incredible stages in the course of my career, and certainly some of them have been pinch me moments where I've said to myself, how lucky am I to do this? One that immediately sticks out to me, though, is the first time I ever stepped on stage for my first Broadway audience ever. As somebody, most people in theater would tell you that they've wanted to do it since they were little kids. I'm no exception. I was one of those kids that would sing along to cast recordings. I went to school for theater. It's really where I thought my career and my life was going to take me before I was discovered in the music business. So after all those years, to be backstage, to be in costume, for the lights to go down, and for me to really kind of soak in that moment of, I'm making my Broadway debut tonight. There was a flood of emotions. I mean, so many that I had to kind of calm myself down and get back into character, because there was so much of like little kid me that was just screaming in my head. But I think that of all of them, and there have been some incredible ones, that's one that I remember as being just, very full circle for me.
That's awesome. I was a theater teacher before I retired.
Oh my goodness.
So I appreciate
Susie,
that.
Thank you for being a teacher. Thank you for inspiring so many kids like my theater teachers did for me. You're changing lives, and you probably have a lot of students who are making their debuts wherever those stages are, and they're having those same moments where they're thinking back to those times where they had those classes with you. So I have so much respect for what you do, because teachers like yourself changed my life. I wouldn't be sitting here without you. So
Awesome.
Thank you so much, Susie.
That's great.
Have a great holiday and a safe New Year.
Thank you. Yours too. Blessings.
Thank you. You too. Okay. I have in red ink here that I'm allowed to say something. So I'm gonna say we're gonna be planning a big tour in 2022. That's the plan anyway. Omicron. But stay safe. I say it every time I do this. Please, our livelihoods and our health depend on it. Do the right thing. Mask up. Be safe. Get vaccinated. Let's get over this thing once and for all. Can't release any details yet, but look out for a big announcement for that. Without further ado, I would like to introduce truly one of the most talented musicians I've ever laid ears on, the wonderful Mark Stevens. Mark, come on in here. Make yourself cozy while I drink some delicious Fiji. Oh, I have a kind of a weird treat for you. It's an odd thing to say. I'm a good hype man. I'm gonna sing something for you that I have never sung for an audience, ever. So for those of you that were in the know, you know that I released a 20th anniversary edition of my first album. It's just called Josh Groban. That's it. Did not have the cleverness to think of what to call it. So on my Josh Groban album, there were a lot of songs that you know. We released, as part of the 20th anniversary edition, we released my very first demo. When David Foster was kind of thinking to himself, I don't know, is this kid somebody that I should be listening to? What's our chemistry in the studio? This was like a year before I was ever even signed. We did this little demo. It was on cassette, because I'm old as hell. And we did this song, and he said, this is a great song, and it was recommended to him by his friend Tony Reynes, who had done a lot of work with wonderful Andrea Bocelli. And so David said, let's just do this song, because it was like a nice, free and easy kind of almost bossa nova kind of song. And it's a song that is not a Christmas song, but it's a song that I've never done, and I wanted to do it special for you guys. This song is called Roma non fa la stupida stasera, which means Rome, don't be stupid tonight. What an amazing title. Like, how many times I go out on the street, I'm in New York, and I've had like a really rough day, and I just want the city to just like take me to a better place. And New York has the power to do that. So I just go out to the street. I'd be like, New York, please don't be stupid tonight. New York, don't be stupid. Anyway, it's a lovely song, and Mark is going to play it lovingly. I hope you enjoy. And I hope I get the Italian right. It's been a long time. Roma non fa la stupida stasera. Dammi una mano a fare di sì. Scegli tutte le stelle più brillarelle che puoi, e un friccico di luna tutta per noi. Fai sentire che quasi primavera, mandali meno grilli per fa cri cri. Prestame ponentino, malandrino che c'hai. Roma, Regge Mermocolo, stasera. Roma, non fa stupida stasera. Dammi una mano a farmi di noi. Spegni tutte le stelle più brillarelle che c'hai, nascondeme la luna se non so guai. Fammi scordare che quasi primavera. Tienmi una mano in testa per dite no. Sforza stuzzicarello che c'ha. Roma non fa la stupida stasera. Roma non fa la stupida Lovely, Marco. Don't be Rome. Don't be stupid. If you're watching from Rome, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Got my camera stolen in Rome once. Rome was real stupid that night. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna do a Christmas song for y'all. This is one that I will be doing with full orchestration and choir in the live stream you are about to watch. But I always like doing stuff sometimes just a little more broken down. And we're just gonna do this one, just a piano vocal for all of you. And hope you enjoy. This is Silent Night. Also, I was just part of a documentary where they talked about the story of Silent Night. That you can also Google and check out. It's a really, really fascinating story of the history of this song and all the places it's been and what it's meant to so many people around the world. So without further ado, this is that song. Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright. Now young virgin, mother and child, holy infant, so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace, sleep in heavenly peace. Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright. Now young virgin, mother and child, holy infant, so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace, sleep in heavenly peace, sleep in heavenly Thank you so much for tuning in, for your great questions, and for your support. Thank you so much again for watching. A reminder as well that if you purchase a special live stream t-shirt, $5 will be going to my foundation, Find Your Light, which will be helping give an arts education to so many young people around the world at a time when they desperately, desperately need it. So again, thank you so much. Have a wonderful holiday, a safe and prosperous new year, and I'll see you in a few minutes. Take care, everybody. Thanks again.